Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of News in 2 Minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know every day. Let's begin. Chinese officials are reporting that an unusually large number of adults are contracting hand, foot, and mouth disease within the country, with more cases being reported this year than the previous 2 years combined. Authorities worry that an unchecked mutation to the disease may be affecting adults with little to no immunity and are asking residents that display symptoms to seek medical help as soon as possible. Preliminary images from NASA's high-resolution imaging camera currently at use on Mars show Comet Ison to be brightening less than expected by some researchers. However, scientists stress that it is still too early to determine the exact size and potential brightness for the comet, which is still expected to be visible by the naked eye in less than 2 months. Turkey's parliament has voted to extend a mandate that authorizes the deployment of Turkish troops into Syria if needed after the government claimed that the alleged use of chemical weapons by President Bashar al-Assad posed a direct threat to Turkey. In related news, a non-governmental organization analyzing Syria's civil war is warning that hundreds of Islamic radicals and al-Qaeda members may be advancing towards Turkey's border with Syria. The United States and Japan have agreed to strengthen their security alliance in a move that military analysts say shows the United States' unending determination to remain a dominant presence in the region. In a 10-page statement finalized by the Japanese and U.S. defense ministers in Tokyo on Thursday, the countries agreed to continued cooperation on a number of issues ranging from cyber attacks and terrorism to space and satellite security and joint military exercises. More than 300 people drowned or are feared to be dead after a boat carrying over 500 African migrants caught fire and sank off the southern Italian coast of Lampedusa, where it was floating for at least 2 days in the rough Mediterranean Sea. And to wrap things up, French courts ruled that it is legal for officers to stop and question citizens based on little more than their race or gender. Self-arming militias in Mexico are vowing to control local crime where they now only see corruption and violence. Asian stocks fell on U.S. economic and political worries, with the Japanese market nearing 4-week lows. Palestinian authorities deployed heavily militarized police forces to rein in continued crime and violence in West Bank, and a 5.5 in Russia followed by a 5.0 in China, New Zealand, and Vanuatu complete today's Quake Watch. And that's it for this episode of News in 2 Minutes. Check back tomorrow for more news that the aware need the most. This week's News in 2 Minutes is brought to you by SHTFplan.com, where even the officials go for news, and SQmetals.com for all your precious metal needs.